So you've seen that we had version 1 running, then we brought version 2 right here, and then Kubernetes went and said, right, so now I'm going to basically scale down version 1 right here. Now, Kubernetes is not actually deleting the replica set. So the old replica set still there. And the reason it's there is to facilitate rollbacks. So if I go back to my terminal, and here, let me just press Control C, and I'm going to Control L in here, and then say kubectl git rs. Enter. Just have a look. So check this out. So this right here is the brand new one which was created, and you can see this was 4 minutes ago. And then we have this other one right here. So this was the one which was running the version 1 of our application. And you can see that Kubernetes is really clever, and it doesn't delete the old replica set. Because if we want to perform a software release, or to be more precise, if we want to roll back our application to a previous version, we can do it. And Kubernetes will do that so quick. And let me actually show you. So if I clear the screen, and in here, if I type kubectl and then roll out, and then history, and then deployment, and this is the name of our deployment. So hello dash and then world, enter, and have a look. So in here, so the change cause, remember, if I go back, was this annotation right here. So this is why I wanted you to have this annotation. And basically here you could basically change it to anything, but I just didn't want it to be empty. Let's go and say that we want to go back to this version right here. So what we're going to do is say kubectl and then roll out and do deployment, and then the name of our deployment. So here I'm going to say hello dash and then world. Now this will actually roll back to the previous deployment, but if you want a specific version, so if you have more than 2 revisions in here, so here we only have 1 and 2. If you want, for example, to go to let's say you have like 10 revisions and you want to go back to version 8, for example, you can just say dash dash 2 and then dash revision equals to, and then the revision, right? So in my case, I want to say 1. So if I don't specify 1, it just goes back. So currently we are in this revision. If I don't specify 1, it's just going to go back to the previous revision in here. So it's the same thing. So I can either have this or not have it. So if I press, actually, let me just remove it for a second and then press enter. And check this out. So deployment rolled back. Now let's go back and say kubectl rollout history deployment, and check this out. So now we have 2 in here, and you can see that the revision 2 now is the previous one, and then the current one is none. So this one right here has the version 1 of our application. So because we didn't change that annotation, this is none. And also you can see that we only have 3 revisions in here. So this might be a problem. Let's say that you want, for example, more than 2 revisions. Let's say that you want 5. So I'm going to show you how to change this in a second. But now if I pretty much just say port forward and then deployment, and let's go back in here, not there, but here. And remember, so this is the new version. Let's actually now reload the application, and there we go. So we went back to the previous version. So we've just performed a rollback using deployments. So this is nice. One last thing that I want to show you is if I press Control C in there for a second and then Control L, if you want to get information about a specific rollout. So here, if I basically get all the history, So let's say that we want to find out, information about this provision. So let's just say kubectl and then roll out and then history and then deployment and then hello world and then -- revision equals to 2. Enter. And I always misspell deployment. I don't know why. So let's just say deploy, which is easier. And there we go. So you can see that we have some information. You can see the containers. You can see the image version right here. And basically, this is information about this specific revision, right? And you can see the labels as well. So let's just say revision 3. So revision 3. And this contains the version 1 of our application. This is all for now. Catch me on the next one.